Man, talking about some wrestling. Big shout out to him. You can check him out at the council. One of the best wrestling related podcasts out there. Big salute to Ill Out of Sandman. I was just up there for about a good 30 to 40 minutes before I had to jump on the live with y'all. So what's good out there? What's good out there, YouTube universe? This is King Eric, the media assassin. What's good with y'all? Speak to me. Y'all see the thumbnail, man. Y'all see the thumbnail. We're going to really get to the nitty gritty this time around. This is going to be a deep topic, actually. Very deep topic right here. Because, yeah, man, we in the building. I want anybody that's a fan of Bone Thugs and Harmony to chime in and see what's up. And like, give me some feedback. This is where I want a lot of feedback from y'all this time around. So we'll make it look like I'm talking to myself about this topic here. But nevertheless, before I go on to the topic, I want to let y'all know that YouTube is still playing games. I can't get this page, unfortunately, monetized for some weird reason. So what I'm going to do, I created another page called King Eric Productions. I'm trying to get my coins off of that. So I went ahead, I put all the videos that I did, all content that I did, I'm putting that all there. So you could definitely find that. King Eric Productions. Subscribe to that. Because that's the channel right there. I'm going to try to get monetized. Because, see, for some reason, I can't monetize this channel. They keep coming up with stupid rules that I have to do. I got the watch hours. I got the subscribers. I got the content. But they always saying, always a loophole. So, King Eric Productions. I'm going to put that on the pin. I'm going to pin that on the bottom. So what else before I go into the topic? I'm gonna let y'all know what else is going on. We still doing the radio show. I just want to take a 2-week break and just, post up more of the content that we already have. I got interviews with Moby Dick from No Limit. I got Young Hump and Money B, got an interview with them. Got Chad Kaiser, got an interview with him that I'm gonna be uploading this week. I got also interviews that I'm going to be lined up with Fleetwood, Dyer Lansky, Loke the Smoke. We just had Psycho from Rap A Lot Records on with me and the show and Remedy the other day. So I've been working. So be on lookout for that. So now to the topic at hand. Why do you feel like Bone Thugs and Harmony's legacy has been disrespected? And why do you feel that they didn't reach the potential glass ceiling? I'm going to tell you why. See, one thing's for sure. Bone Thugs brought a sound to the table that many people are emulating. Yeah, there was a lot of straight spitters always, like, fast spitters. But they brought that harmony sound. A lot of niggas be using that, man. You could hear a lot of the 90s R&B songs, like Men of Visions, Break 'Em Off. They use that. You could hear it in Nelly's joints, My Place, or the joint with Kelly Rowland. Nelly was doing it. Drake was doing it. A$AP Rocky. All these niggas was putting a little bit of bone in their DNA when it come to their music. And see, they're respected because from their peer group because of the work they put in the 90s. I mean, they came in the game and formed a legacy off the gate. When Wu-Tang was sort of even dying down a little bit, Bone was still selling records. Like they were still getting high in demand. They had features with Tupac, Biggie in their prime, Eazy-E, Big Pun. All them in their prime. No group of act have done that. So where it started to me, it started with them not really having proper representation. Like you didn't have a strong industry suit to really go back for Bone Thugs and Harmony, because when Eazy-E died, they didn't have that figure in the industry to really go back for them. That's why they felt they wasn't getting the accolades that they deserved. Like Art of War was probably one of the best records of 1997, 1998. Why Bone of all things? Well, I'm gonna give it to you like this, bro. See, Bone didn't really have what I consider proper representation to get far in the business like they did. When Easy E died, that hurt them a lot. Hold on, they still had hits after Easy. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. They did. But see, you gotta look up that. You gotta look at it like this, y'all. Because of that rap too damn fast. It wasn't really that. Because you had Twista, he was doing his thing. You had Twista, because you know they weren't putting melody in their shit. You know what I'm saying? 3-6 was kind of doing it, but Bone was doing it and making it more so accessible. Yeah, you had Koopsta, he was doing it. They had Koopsta doing it, but he wasn't doing it like that. Bone was doing it to where white people was liking it, like with Crossroads and stuff like that. But see, when Easy E died, that was their gatekeeper to keep in the way to get them in the door. As soon as he died, the business side went to shit. Like they hit the lick with Crossroads, right? East 1999 blew up. And keep in mind, it even got like 3.5 mics in the source. Because you got to understand, even the source was hating on anything that Ruthless was putting out at the time. Everything that Ruthless was putting out was getting shitted on. More conspiracy talk. Here we go. It ain't really conspiracy talk. It's a fact. Because see, think about it. They had Death Row had that thing in a lane where Death Row had things on lock. Interscope had things on lock. They didn't want to give Eazy-E no credit at all. Like, for real. Bone Thugs and Harmony Resurrection made some noise. It did a little bit, but see, Crazy didn't want to really be a part of that group. That was a cash grab. Crazy said himself, that was a cash grab. Because he didn't want to be a part of that project. He was busy promoting Thug Mentality. And Ruthless, they wanted a bag. They wanted a bag real quick. So what happened was Crazy came through, just dropped a few vocals there, shot, a couple songs in there, just kept it moving. He didn't really promote the project. Because see, what happened with Ruthless was just shit. The business side was just shit. Tamika did not know what she was doing at all. She inherited Eazy's company. It just went down the toilet. If you look at the interview that we did with Silky Fine, she said that Tamika fired everybody but Bone. They wanted to put everything on Bone. Everybody else that Eazy had signed, they were out the door. But what they failed to realize is that you needed those acts right there because they could have captivated Ruthless to a new era. So they banked everything on Bone. But Ruthless didn't have that pull. Where's Tamika Wright? Tamika Wright is very despised, dog. Like, you ain't gonna see her around. Seriously, you ain't gonna see her around. But see, not only with the business side with Ruthless was bad, but see, Bone themselves, their business wasn't really handled right. They were basically babies coming into the game, so they had to learn this through trial and error. Then they tried to branch off and do the Mo Thug stuff, and some of that was cool, but nobody really was checking for that like that. They were still learning the game as they went. They were learning this thing through trial and error, because I bet you had Eazy had lived, he would have gave them enough game to where they would have had more of a longevity. They did great considering, but when you look at the Grammys, and they're not even mentioning Bone Thugs and Harmony, you look at all these award shows and not mentioning Bone Thugs and Harmony. I remember when Crazy Bone interviewed Drink Champs, he said that. That's another thing too. It gets real deeper than that. Now I bet you this. Had they would have stayed on that course of, using the occult for their image, I think they would have got further. They would have got they would have got Oscars, they would have got movie nods, they would have got all that shit. But when they started putting out more songs about God and stuff, it didn't have that catchy feel like that. They rebuked going to rapping about the occult, and they could have went ahead and went through it, but think about it. 3-6 did it, got Oscars, movies, mainstream appeal, got an MTV show. They played the game, but look what happened in the long run. Half the members gone. Bone Thugs are still alive. They still alive, touring. Bone has a heavy base overseas. But see, that played a key role too. The business wasn't right, and also with their image. Because even Crazy said that. He said, we didn't know what all this shit was, like all these skulls and Ouija boards and stuff. We were just trying to rap. We just trying to get out the hood. You putting this on us. What's all this shit? What's all these skulls and stuff? I don't know what this is. We were blindsided. And I saw it, and in a way I believe him, because had they would have continued with that, because you notice they ain't do that no more. What's in the file cabinet behind you? Whole lot of glasses, bro. I put off. Let me tell you this though. Change the subject. When I have company, they getting those cups. I put all my glasses right here. Nobody getting no glasses. Y'all ain't breaking stuff in there. No. Y'all asses using that plastic. I got my plates. I got my glasses. Everything for me. Damn right. I got an old soul. Yeah, man. Cause these niggas, man, they'll break your stuff, man. Like when I had I think I had when the last time I had a real good get together was when the last fight with Wilder and Fury. Niggas started drinking all my stuff, man. Leaving glasses everywhere. And I said, nah, this ain't happening no more. I went in and got this file cabinet, put all my glasses and plates right there. They getting that plastic. All of them getting nothing but plastic. I'm glad somebody asked me that, because that's the first time somebody asked me that. Because I'm like, man, this is mine right here. I'm not washing dishes for no niggas. No anymore. Not no more. You break out with those glasses never, especially with the president. Or the president's Obama. Oh yeah, you know I am. If somebody coming with that, if somebody coming like a big boss or something, I'm breaking all that out there straight up. I'm like, yo, here's the plate. Let's talk business, man. Let's get that. He an old mob dude. Let's get him the seat on the table. Let's talk business. Doobie Sonics, what's good, man? We talk about Bone Thugs and Harmony legacy being disrespected. Why do you think that? But see, it's a lot of parameters that go beyond that, because see, they didn't really play the game. They could have went ahead and did that whole devil worshiping thing. They could have pushed it to the max, but they went ahead and went a different route. And they lost a lot of fans in the process too. When they started, singing more, they want to hear more of what they was rapping about, with no surrender or Crepin' We Came. They want to hear more Die, Die, Die or Mo Murder. They want to hear more of that. Them niggas went spiritual, truly spiritual, and then that kind of lost their base in a way. That played a heavy role as well. They lost their base. They started focusing more on mimicking the Crossroads success. All their records started sounding like Crossroads. They put some hard stuff out here and there, but that's where it kind of started with them. People wanted to deep ride the ego. Austin said the money challenge BS. Man, that was all like, I ain't really take that serious at all. I wish Bone and them didn't really entertain that, to be honest. True, that art world was spiritual. Yeah, people weren't ready for those records. Walk away from that dark image. Definitely could have been good. Exactly. Because think about it. If they would have embraced it, they would have went further. They would have went definitely further. But see, then on top of that, the money wasn't right, because Tamika wasn't really handling the business. Busy wasn't really showing up with a lot of the shows. the videos. He'll do the songs, but he won't do no press. That's why, because the business wasn't never right. And that's been an Achilles heel with Bone Thugs for years. Like, even when I went to see him, it was busy, Flesh, Lazy. Crazy was in the crowd because, Crazy was sick. He ain't perform. But people still pay to see all 5 Bone members, and you be lucky to get that. You be lucky to get all 5 of them niggas straight up. But see, that's where it kind of really started. Yeah, they went through it doing East 1990 Eternal. Yeah, because Easy Dying really put a monkey wrench on a lot of plans. Because Bone, they was going to be the glue to compete with Death Row Records. Death Row Records even noticed that because Easy was building a squad. Bone was going to be those dudes to take on Death Row Records. And they had the popularity, they had the charisma, they had the mass appeal, they had the skill set. They could match up with any of them. That's why Corrupt do shots at him early. He knew. We ain't got no love for no hoes in harmony. They knew. They knew Bone was going to be a problem. That's why Suge was like, yo, we need to send a threat to him. Don't stray from the original essence. I can respect the growth, though. Yeah. See, even Crazy said he didn't want to rap about the devil and stuff like that. I totally understand that. You can make dope music without really embracing that shit. But see what they should have done? They should have did a deal with Strange Music. Tech Nine would have gave them all the creative freedom they needed. They busy not showing the shows. The video made things look different too. It did. Because think about it. You paying for Bone Thugs and Harmony. You only getting 3 members. Sometimes 2. You paying for 5. We understand Flesh, because Flesh was locked up. But you paying for 4. And you only get 2 members? That hurt they stock. Therefore, a lot of them won't really get booked like that. That's why people were scared to book them, because they was not really showing up for shows. Yeah, if they would have did a deal with Strange Music, they would have got the whole creative process. That, believe it or not, Strange Music resurrected Brother Lynchung's career, because Brother Lynchung was done. He had that whole legal battle with Cedric Singleton for Black Market Records. And it just sucked, and he was just dropping shit just to get out the contract. So when he went ahead and signed with Strange, they gave him the creative freedom. He did a 3-album deal. It was like a 3-album trilogy that he did. And it put him back on. So with Bone, they could have definitely benefited that. I don't know how Brother Lynch... It did. Because Tech Nine is a strange nigga himself. So it worked. It worked. Tech Nine is a strange nigga. So, plus Tech Nine also let these guys do them. And Bone already have that crossover effect. You go to a Bone Thugs and Harmony show, they got mixed crowds everywhere. The Mexicans love Bone Thugs and Harmony. So that's an easy bag right there. Let them do them. But see, the problem is too, I disagree. What you disagree about, player? I like when people disagree with me, so that way give me a good perspective. Yeah, give me a good perspective, because that's what dialoguing is for. Like, give me a good perspective, because maybe you could tell me something that I don't know. Like something that's a G-Unit, Bone Thug, Dream Versus. Now, I don't think that will work. I don't think that will work at all. Their styles are too different. But yeah, man, look, man, tell me what you disagree with, player, man, because you can give me something. Lynch not doing good is Strange. I don't know, bro. I mean, to me, I actually bought those 3 projects. And I had to work like hell to find those physicals. Lynch sounded hungry on them shits, bro. The Manable Lecter project. The Coke Strangler. Lynch ain't sound that motivated in years. He ain't sound that motivated in years. No hits since the Loaded album. Now, I ain't had no hits because, see, Brother Lynch didn't really focus on hits. See, when he was on Priority, he wanted to focus. He had to focus on hits because Priority was a more marketable beast. That's why when you listen to the Loaded album, he had more features. He had Cocaine, my big homie up there. He had Ice-T. He had E40. He had what's that nigga name? Um, he had another nigga up there, man. He was popular. Third Degree, yeah, Third Degree. He had to sell albums. That's why when you listen to that album, it's way different from Season of the Sick. That album there was more so aimed to a wider demographic. But see, when he signed to Strange, he was able to dive back into his artistic creativity. He didn't care about making hit records. Took your advice. That Red Glasses Malone was a lot of good. Big shout out to Glasses Malone, man. A lot of people wanted his head for the Tupac record, but he always been good to us. Whenever I needed something from him, he got me. Like, I disagree with how he do it. I'm like, look, man, that Tupac record, you on your own, bro. I ain't promoting that shit. I ain't doing that. Like that's on you, brother. He wanted me to promote it. I'm like, I don't want that type of funk right there, bro. Like, you might stand on yours. But Glass is a good dude. Glass is a good dude, man. He's one of the solid dudes out in the West. But I was like, man, that Tupac Must Die record, I don't want no parts of it. I don't want no parts of that. But I ain't want to get too far off the topic, man. But going back to Bone Thugs and Harmony. Now, my man brought up an interesting point, and he was talking about the Bone Thugs and Harmony Resurrection album, which was a great album. But you could tell that it was something different about that album, too. It was something different about that album. Because for one, I think DJ Unique, he didn't really start it. He slowly stopped working with them like that. I mean, because I guess he wanted to, he must wanted to, do something different. Because he did All the War by himself. All the War is one of the best double albums I ever heard. Because he did that album by himself. Sonically, that's one of the best albums I've heard. That shit was so crisp and clear. They used the rest of that Jerry Heller budget for that. But after Resurrection, it just seemed like they tried to go their solo thing. The second Crazy Bone album, Thug on the Line, it was okay. It was alright. But Busy, he was on some other shit. He went ahead, shaved his head, went bald. Y'all remember that interview he did where he was spazzing? I think hip-hop from the Midwest and the South wasn't fully accepted at the time either. Yeah, they was ahead of the curve, too. They was really ahead of the curve. But I remember when Busy Bone went crazy, he started spazzing on these outlets about Bone not getting respected. He said they sent him the Grammys in a box. And they did win some Grammys. But they weren't even invited to the shit. That's what I mean by the disrespect. Here's another thing, too, that gets me. This is another disrespectful thing that people see. Her producer, credit issues with DJ Unique, her issue. Tony C did most of the work at East 1999. That's interesting. Busy look like a straight essay. I compare Busy exile like Bobby Brown getting exiled for New Edition. Interesting contrast. But yeah, like my man said above too, he said the Mo Thugs thing played a key role. But see, them niggas didn't know how to run a label like that yet. They ain't know how to run a label. They still trying to figure out how to get money being artists. So you think I'm gonna trust that nigga with my career? You got me fucked up. That's why I don't understand why these dudes be signing under rappers. I don't care how long we grew up. Nah. Well, I look like signing under Busy Bones label. Nigga, you can't even handle your business right now. You sitting there crying about Tamika. I'm gonna trust you with my career? Nigga, please. I don't understand these rappers want to sign under another rapper. I understand the homeboy aspect, but you can't mix the homeboy principles with business. Because you know this is where a lot of friendships and relationships change. No, dude. I wouldn't let them niggas. I would not sign with them. The Mo Thugs Empire was amazing. Just fell off too quickly. That's because they ain't really understand the business. They ain't really understand how to run a label because they was still trying to get their coins off being artists. They ain't understand points. They ain't understand contracts. See, Eazy-E died early before they could really learn. They had to learn the hard way. They had to learn this the hard way. They didn't have a Jimmy Iovine to walk them through the pitfall. Them niggas had to fall off the cliff twice and pick themselves back up. So that kind of stunted their growth in a lot of ways. So that way, when they dropped their other projects, they dropped another album. I think with Swiss. It was Strength and Loyalty, which was good. Strength and Loyalty was actually a good album. I was surprised. Easy would have schooled them on the right business decision. Absolutely. What Bone Thugs should have did was reach the Master P or RZA shoulders. Nah, that's an ego thing. Because see, P was dealing with his own shit. P had to rescue Snoop. And RZA, you know, he had to deal with the Wu-Tang. He wasn't trying to deal with Bone Thugs headaches. You know what I'm saying? So in this business, you ain't gonna really have people to reach out to you like that. Especially when you an individual brand, because you know Wu-Tang and Bone had beef a while back. They were beefing. So I doubt that would have happened. But considering the stuff that Bone Thugs and Harmony been through, they're doing pretty good. They're doing pretty good considering. They still touring. These niggas stay on tour. They even toured through the pandemic. Overseas, though, them niggas is like gods. But the respect factor still ain't there. Because I was like, damn, even when I watched the Grammys, I'm like, damn, they only mention NWA. They ain't mention Bone. They go with the safe picks. That's the deal, then. They don't need Strange. Yeah, what they needed to do, Strange would have been good for them to put out to showcase their creative growth. They need to handle their own business, though, when it comes to that. Don't let it be like Tamika, put your eggs in the one basket, expand your horizon. Good point. Good point. See, Tamika didn't know what she was doing either. Because, see, Easy died, this whole thing fell on her lap. And she didn't know what she was doing. Wishbone was only willing to drop a solo project. Nobody ever, it's my Uncle Chuck. Come on, man. Don't disrespect Wish like that, man. Don't disrespect Wish like that. Wish had one of the hardest songs on Art of War. Get your thug on. Get your thug on. Get your thug on. Wish went off on that. Come on, man. Don't be sleeping, man. But I'm going to tell you this, though, about Wish, though. Wish is the goon of the group, believe it or not. Wish is the goon of the group. He's like the hitter. Remember I went to one of their shows. Wish threw a nigga right off the stage, yo. Because this girl, they had at the end of the show, they would invite all the girls to get on the stage. One dude got salty. He was like, yo, my girlfriend ain't coming up there. Lazy Bone was like, man, nigga, you step on this stage, we're going to beat your ass. This nigga tried to jump on stage. Wish just launched this nigga out the stage. He threw him off the damn stage. Wish is straight goon, man. And see, Flesh, he couldn't really do anything. Flesh was just getting out of jail. You know, Flesh was chilling. He was like, in 96, 97, I would have jumped in, but nigga, I'm trying to enjoy my freedom. Wish just launched this nigga. I kid you not. Let me read that album again so I can retract my stuff. I'm telling you, man, Wish is nice. He just a weak link in Bone, but he in comparison to these niggas out now, I'd take a Wishbone album any day. But yeah, Wish ain't nothing to mess with, y'all. I seen Wish threw that nigga right off the stage like Jazzy Jeff. He was like, ugh! Yo, that nigga straight flew. I was like, damn, he went like Superman with no cape. God damn. But yeah, Bone shows be fun though. Bone could do a hell of a show, man. You could probably see some clips of it on the YouTube page, man. Busy Bone, man. He's one of the best performers out there. That's why I was disappointed with how they carry themselves with the verses because, man, Bone have the hits, they have the longevity, they have the credibility. Tech Nine as well, no cap. Tech can perform. I ain't really a big fan of his albums like that, but man, when you need a 16, that motherfucker will give you one. Tech will give you some heat. I was gonna go to that damn Tech Nine show when he came out to the area, but I was like, damn, missed it that day though, because I missed it by a day. Think Jerry Heller would have ran Rufus well after Easy Pass. I don't know. I can't really say. Because Jerry was a manager at the end of the day. He wasn't a label run. He didn't know how to run a label. He manages people, but he didn't know how to run a label. Easy was basically the boss of that company. But see, Jerry Heller had a lot of power. Jerry Heller had a lot of power. That's why they was able to get away with a lot of stuff they said. When you got them small hats backing you, you could combat if you get your free speech heard. That's why they was able to say F the police and all that stuff. Because, man, you got Jerry Heller backing you, using the JDL to protect your freedom of speech. Yeah. It worked for that, but nah, man, I don't think Jerry could run no label at all. Plus, he has a stigma about himself. But it's a lot of parameters that played on the Bone Thugs and Harmony. I just don't like how the business... Yeah, because, Wu-Tang, they get their flowers. Tribe Called Quest get their flowers. It was Wu-Tang, Tribe Called Quest. I can understand to a degree. I got to give Duck Down their credit. Duck Down still getting their flowers. Because Buckshot, man, Buckshot is one of the hardest working CEOs in the game. Don't sleep. But Bone, man, Bone changed the trajectory of the sound in the 90s, too. Like, you ain't gonna find no... And people want to bring up maybe Freestyle Fellowship, but they won't mix in the harmony in that shit like Bone was. You know what I'm saying? They ain't won't mix in no harmony in that shit. That's true. Yeah, that's very true, man. Like, that's the benefits of this business when you have people in your circle that can help keep the opposition off. That's what Jerry Heller was used for. That's why they was able to use a lot of that freedom of speech. But when it comes, I'm not letting Jerry Heller handle my money. Hell no. No, no, no. Nah, that's asking for too much. Beacon 9 is my guy. Running to him every 2 blue moons. That's what it is, man. But going back to the Grammys, though, because that I just thought of like, damn, Bone Thugs and Harmony don't really get acknowledged. The last time they really got acknowledged was like in 2010 when they did the BET Awards. They had the little cipher and stuff. But I ain't never seen them niggas get awards, though. I ain't never seen them niggas get Lifetime Achievement Awards or even a documentary for that matter. Like, damn. Because I was like, damn, something must be in. Like, they should be getting the accolades Wu-Tang should have got. Because, they was neck and neck when it came to popularity. You put that Bone Thugs and Harmony logo up there, it is known. That brand is known. But it just goes back to what some of you guys were saying. What have they done to deserve the accolade you speak of, sir? Answer that. I'm going to answer that for you, man. Them dudes pioneered, they made the Midwest a powerhouse. Because I'm going to tell you this. We didn't know anything about Cleveland the Bone Thugs and Harmony got in. They put Cleveland on the map. They deserve some accolades for that. Then on top of that, They were the only group that can collab with Tupac, Biggie, Pun, um, Easy. All these guys, all these legends in their prime. No other group has done that. That's the accolades right there. Then on top of that, they brought a sound. They mixed in melody. Now Dre brought melody with the Chronic, but see they brought that. And you listen to any record from R&B, y'all heard Public Announcement using that sound. I heard Men of Visions using that sound. Jagged Edge using that sound. Nelly using that sound. What's the name of that group? Rough Ends. A lot of R&B niggas was using Bone Thugs and Harmony sound. And plus, the rapping, and then on top of that, the rapping like them niggas too. No, they changed the trajectory of the sound. Then they went ahead and did they did the Mariah Carey joint. They made R&B joints sound fly too. Damn, that's the only thing I hate about YouTube. I be missing what I be saying right there. And not to mention they broke a lot of records. Like they sold a bunch of records. Then East 99, didn't that go diamond? And that don't even really get acknowledged. They don't really get acknowledged at all. They made history. When Bone do shows, them shit sell out. They kill all these performers. Like any feature they done, them niggas was killing it. Busy, I'm gonna tell you this, even Busy gave Biggie a run for his money. He had the best verse up there to me. Up in Notorious Thug. See, people want to give Biggie the praise because he rapped their style. But you listen to Busy's verse, man, that nigga went off. And a lot of people were struggling to do that. Thug Mentality, one of the best double albums ever. The ability to rap on a gritty track and go R&B. Nobody can do it. A lot of people try to do it. That's a hard balance to do. It got to the point where labels were telling them, yo, you need a Bone Thugs and Harmony sounding track. That's what a lot of R&B cats was doing. That's what they was telling them, because you listen to some of them R&B records that came out. Even R. Kelly did it too. R. Kelly used that sound. Well, I wish he used that sound from Bone. I think Busy had the best verse. He did. He did have the best verse up there. Yeah, they brought a lot to the table. But when you don't have a gatekeeper to kick those doors down, just like, for example, you got to have people to keep your name out there. You don't have people to keep your name out there, it's going to disappear. Like, for example, Big. Big only dropped 2 albums, and niggas still call him the greatest of all time. Why? Because Puffy. Puffy and Jay. They keeping his name alive. Me 3 fan, we all over the place. Hey, that's how we do, man. Why you think it's called Off the Cuff Radio, dog? There ain't no scripts. I just answer. You just shoot it to me and I answer. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's called Off the Cuff Radio. Y'all just shoot it. I just answer just like that. Sometimes we go topics all over the place. I don't even care. Cause that's how I do my interviews too sometimes, man. I can't do no script. I just gotta shoot it off the hip. It just go wherever. And that's what makes your best interviews. I just learned that tactic, just coming into the game. Sometimes you gotta do that, man, because see, when things are structured, it gets boring. And I'm like, man, that ain't gonna work. Because see, sometimes the people, they could tell me things that I didn't know. How did you create such great microphone skills? I had to learn early, man. It came from survival. Because think about it. If you hungry, you're going to find a way to get some food. If you got to talk to somebody to get some food, you got to learn how to do it. Plus, I was real good about sales. So I had to take those talents that I did and just mix it together. No, but harmony don't make bone R&B though. No, I don't. But I'm just saying that it got to a place where labels wanted the records to sound like Bone. Because Bone was killing it, right? And they were telling people, yo, you got to have like a Bone Thugs joint. Like anything that's hot at the moment, they wanted those people to duplicate. And Bone was in high demand at that time. And plus, on top of that, niggas was growing their hair out like Bone. They had the afros all nothing picked out. They would, I mean, they brought a lot to the table. Now, me personally, at first I thought they were West Coast dudes. I did not know they were from the Midwest. No one sounded like them. Nah, not at all, man. I thought they were West Coast dudes, honestly. At first, with the way they dressed and the way they had their hair. But I remember when I first heard them niggas, it was the Thuggish Ruggish Bone single. I saw it on the box. And I was like, what the fuck is this? It's the Thuggish Ruggish Bone. I was like, hold up. I ain't never heard nothing like this before, because you know, East Coast, you just hear straight boom bap rap, boom bap rap. Even with the West Coast, you hear a bunch of G-Funk. You hear Dre brought the melodies, but this shit right here, nigga. Shit, I was like, and Lazy came out there. Yeah, we the same age roughly then. Yup. Yeah, we the same age, dog. I believe we are. But them niggas they brought something to the table I ain't never heard of. It was like, whoo, the sound was beautiful. Then they had the song, what made me really a fan of them dudes was that song No Surrender. Them niggas was talking about bucking at police, and I said, hold up. That shit hard. That first EP was hard. My cousin to tell you, I wore that tape out. I might have it somewhere in the collection. I gotta bring it up. Man, I'm telling you. They only had was 7 songs, and they changed the game. Easy knew what he was doing. Easy knew what he was doing right there, because he was like, nah, we ain't gonna give him a full album, we just gonna give him a sample. And them niggas made a lot of money. And they went platinum off that. So, Body Ride, hell yeah. Them niggas, man, I'm telling you, Bone was a special talent. Body Ride, that's one of my favorite Bone songs too. There's another one that they had that was hard. I like they Conscious records too. I like there's another record that slept on, Thug World Order. I like Thug World Order. A lot of people didn't like Thug World Order. Thug World Order went hard to me. They was able to mix both styles. Money, money, the mighty dollar, dollar, got that money, money. It's just hypnotizing. Crazy's voice is hypnotizing to me, pause. Bone had the best. Oh yeah, the weed songs. That's a good point. But smokers only. It made people that don't even smoke weed. I don't smoke weed. It made you be like, damn, what's smoking weed like? I'm the weed man. Yeah, Roy. That Busy Bone joint. I'm gonna tell you how cold Bone Thugs and Harmony is. Now I don't know if they did this to get off the label. What do you think about the record they did with the country singer? Niggas needed a bag, bro. They needed a bag, bro. Do what you gotta do, man. Yeah, people. Higher, higher, baby. That was the joint. I'm telling you, man, because I went to LA one time, man. Them niggas, man, they love Bone Thugs and Harmony out there. The Mexicans, boy, the Iranians, and ooh, they love some Bone, bro. You talk bad about Bone Thugs and Harmony out there, boy. They gonna come to your doorstep. Shoot, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Tupac, Kobe Bryant and Nipsey Hussle, you say anything bad about them, your ass gonna get whipped. Straight up. But see, what messed them up too, though, was I don't have a very weak song. Said Mary Jane by Scarface. Dope pick. Shoot, you can even pick up some of Devin the Dude's albums, yo. That joint put you on a coaster ride. But then Busy dropped Heaven's Movie that same year, I believe. And Rufus fucked that up. They fucked that up bad. It's so bad, half the songs was even missing off the damn product. That album right there should have made Busy Bone a star because they were trying to groom Busy up to be like this, the protege. Like he was gonna be like the Michael Jackson of the industry. Because you know Gangsta Boo said that. They was booking him to be like the Michael Jackson. Like, because he had the curly hair, he was light skinned. He was marketable. But he was crazy. And you mix crazy with bad business, it ain't gonna work. The first single was on point. Does Cry. He went off. But the album was so unorganized. I was like, man, politics is a bitch. Y'all ruined this, y'all sabotaged this man's album. Like, damn, this album right here could have took them to the next level. But there was so much turmoil at the time. Crazy Bone seemed more like the spearhead of the group. I don't think it's crazy. I think it's more so lazy. Lazy low key is more so the spearhead. Because if you look at the clip that they did where Busy was going on a drunken rant, Lazy was trying to play peacemaker. So I think Lazy is the one that handles the business. Crazy seemed more as like the conservative, quiet type guy. Or copyright issue with something. Yeah, that was on Ruthless. Ruthless couldn't clear a lot of that shit. And they sabotaged Busy's album. Now, Busy's second album I actually liked was The Gift. His solo albums was pretty good. But it didn't contain that punch. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was capable of better. Like, the production could have been better on some of that shit. But the first album should have been the one that catapulted him to a star. But if you listen to his stuff now, yo, Busy is sharp on that mic. Yo, he sound hungrier than ever. His last two albums were hard. And I think the Migos pissed him off and it got him motivated. Man, that whole thing with the Migos pissed him off. And he was real motivated to get that shit off his chest. But man, the way I looked at it though, they deserve their flowers as well. Bone Thugs and Harmony, they deserve their flowers. They deserve their appreciations of the game. And I feel it's still overlooked. But they're always going to be respected by their peers. They're definitely going to be respected by their peers at all costs because they work with everybody. You could do a 6 degrees of separation. Bone Thugs and Harmony is going to come up. That definitely played effect. Whether DJ Unique, he was able to be the one to catapult their sound. Like he was gonna give them direction. Them niggas started working with anybody just to be cheap. Cause we're transitioning from the 90s into the super producer era. And them niggas was charging big money. You wanted a Dre beat, Dre would charge at least about $500K. Pharrell was gonna charge you at least $250K. Timbaland was gonna charge you at least about $500K. This shit ain't cheap. So they had to pick some of them cheap producers. I'm like, yo, y'all niggas gotta stop being cheap. Y'all need to go ahead and start getting people that can give y'all that firepower. Cause y'all, them beats y'all choosing is whack. That's a fact, man. Cause production wise, they needed the beats to match that fiery lyricism that they be putting out. DJ Unique doesn't get enough credit. Them beats were fire. Hell yeah, bro. That man produced all three of Bone Thugs' best shit. Gas Pharrell. Shit, Pharrell charging. Man, Pharrell got that deal with Louis Vuitton. He gonna charge niggas $1 million a beat now. Shit, you ain't gonna never get. That's gonna take your whole house, your mortgage, everything to get a Pharrell beat now. His stock is up here now. So, tough luck with that, y'all. To y'all new rappers. You ain't gonna get no Pharrell beat for cheap. Oh yeah, he gonna give you some heat. Gonna cost you $1 million. Shit, that's why them niggas getting cheap now. They go ahead and downloading Fruity Loops and working from Pro Tools and stuff. Cause you know them super producers were charging the hell out of them. But you was gonna get a hit record, your ass was gonna be on the charts. Yeah, man. But overall, let me change the subject for a little bit, man. What do you guys think of this whole thing with Scarface and Willie D? That's one of the big topics of the day. You know, I'm looking at an angle from both sides. I'm first of all looking at it like, man, look, you brothers built a foundation. Y'all built something special together. Y'all built a legacy, even with the late Bushwick Bill. Don't let this Grammy bullshit tear y'all apart. You know what I mean? Don't let this shit tear y'all apart, man. Y'all bigger than that. I like how they hashed it out. Excuse me. Both sides made some valid points, actually. Like, Face was up there. He was like, man, because Grammy weekend is very hectic. You know what I'm saying? Grammy weekend is very hectic because you got paparazzi everywhere. You got rehearsals is crazy. You got to get so many people lined up. Some people may be late. Some people may not get there. It's red carpet is hectic. So Face, you know, he probably went up there not knowing what was going on. But at the same time, he should have called Will. Let Will know, like, look, man, I'm about to do Mind Playing Tricks. How you feel about that? That's all should have done. But I don't think what happened is Face didn't take his relationship that seriously. Like, he probably just took it as a business. Because if you really read his book, that's all he's seen it as. And clearly there's some issues there between Willie and Face. They just inside niggas with an opinion. You know what it is though? At the end of the day, too, they use that. They figure, hey, we're gonna do this shit and get some content. But Face did his verse off the song, not Willie's. Yeah, they both make points. But notice this too. Notice when Willie said out his mouth, I seen the flyer with Scarface and the Ghetto Boys. And Face was like, yo, where you see it at? He said, nah, it was on the internet somewhere. I'm like, nah, man, you lying, Will. Why you gonna lie, Will? Like, come on, man. You straight lied right there. And see, another thing too, the Grammys ain't gonna call that nigga. I don't give a damn about a goddamn Grammy. You don't think you don't remember that? I'm just saying. I don't give a damn about a goddamn Grammy. I'm just saying, bro. You think they gonna call you for that? Nigga, you crazy. That nigga was dissing the Grammys in his songs for years. You think they ain't picked that up? Nah, he wanted an invite. He was mad they ain't call his ass. That's all that was. Nah, man, he ain't get a seat. He ain't get a seat at the brunch. Shit, Willie crazy. He think they gonna call his ass. All them songs you had put out in the Ghetto Boys and your album talk about we don't need the establishment. We could build our own tape. And you know how Willie be sounding with his all beat rapping ass at the time. I don't need no table. I could build it on. All that yelling and shit. Like, damn, nigga, you ain't getting in there. Shit. But with Face, though, it should have been open communication, though, on both sides, though. I think communication played a key role, and I hope they get behind it. I really do. I really hope they get behind it. I hope that the show, hope they don't end up, like, you know, taking pot shots at one another like Shannon and Skip. You know what I'm saying? And that was some fun. That's still some funny shit to me to this day. Put your glasses back on. I was like, Skip told that man to do that like that. He told you put your glasses back on. He had the strong black buck image. Yeah, that's a fact. But Willie D crazy, man. Them niggas ain't about to invite you, B. You talked all that shit on your records. Oh, there ain't no motherfucking Grammy. All right, nigga. I'm gonna tell you this though. If Willie was really about this though, you need to make a call to BET. Since hip hop. Hold on. You mentioned 3-6 Mafia earlier. What do you think about the group's occult image? I heard it went deeper than most think. It goes real deep, man, because even Koopster himself said they were really deep into it. That's how a lot of them got that bag. Them niggas started. I'm like, hold up, them niggas was saying all this crazy stuff, and now they on MTV. They getting Oscars and shit. And I'm not trying no way, shape, or form discredit their talent. They're one of the most talented groups I ever heard. They changed the game too. Them and Bone changed the landscape of hip hop forever. But the minute you seeing these niggas on winning Oscars, they doing Mountain Dew commercials, and you notice how they music get down, and you like, they in the whip, they in the Doom ship now. Doing parties with Paris Hilton and shit. Like, what? What the hell? They played the game. Country Black even made allude to that. They played the game with the devil and they got in that door. I mean, I'm just going by what they saying, not me. That's not no assumption. I mean, I fucked with their music heavy. You know, the chat with one of our good friends. But at the same time, they kind of did because, you know, Koopster admitted, Crunchy admitted it, Lord to a degree admitted it. But you gotta play the game somewhat to get in them doors, and I think that's what happened with Bone. They ain't play the game to a degree. Plus, their business won't really handle well, so they shut them doors on them. But that's just something to think about right there. Use roller skating in Vegas. It's public information. Yeah. Ain't nothing I just made up out there. I ain't say this out the ass, because matter of fact, Coop, he did a documentary talking about that. Like, yeah, we were really deep into that. And he said one of his reasons behind embracing the occult, I could see. I wouldn't do that shit, but I could see where he's coming from. Would you sell out? Nah, son. Nah, son. I drive a cab. I drive Uber. I'll go independent before I have to play the game like this, because you go to the devil's lair and you see all this stuff, because, you know, me and my man Chili Chill, we had a build about this. Big shout out to Chili Chill from the Lynch Mob. And he told me this, like, man, you're going to start seeing things be revealed in ways that they're going to be speaking on truth. This is the year of Skull and Bones. So you're going to start seeing a lot of these celebrities get more blatant with their worship, so to speak, with their alliances to the occult. You're going to start seeing more symbolism. You're going to start seeing everything be more revealed than ever. I don't want no parts of that. Not at all. Not for no bag. Not for no fame. That's why Gangsta Boo Passion shot me. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Only thing about me is how Paul was so dismissive of that. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. Because that's your friend. I'm going to tell y'all this, man. I'm going to share this with y'all. Gonzo was a good friend of mine. When he got killed, I was fucked up. For weeks. I didn't even do no shows. I couldn't. When he died, that hurt me bad. I ain't want to do anything. I was like, man, look. Give me an example of someone who made it but didn't sell out, but they have to do it. They have to be living. Hold on, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But yeah, man, that messed me up big time, man. I ain't want to do no shows at all for weeks. So I took a couple weeks off. But Paul, this nigga still doing brunches. This nigga still partying. This nigga is still out there at Super Bowl parties. I was like, damn. You just buried your friend. What the hell? And this nigga out here partying. Even though he paid for the funeral. I was like, bruh. And then keep in mind, me and Gonzo was only friends for about a couple years. These niggas grew up together. And yeah, he just act like nothing happened. Crazy. Hold on one second. Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. With this name, he won the 1960 Olympics. Hold on, I'm about to show y'all something real quick.